Hey there, Amy Blackthorn from amyblackthorn.com. We're talking about Blackthorn's protection magic. Ways to get home safely at the end of the day. There's a 13,000 word escape and evasion course, chapter 6, how to escape rope, duct tape, zip ties, someone's following you home, what to have in your car, what to have on your person. So today we're going to talk about scenarios. Can you tell me what time it is? This is a seemingly harmless question that people bring up all the time. What it can be is a technique called pitching up. It's an opening salvo in an attack and it's usually intended to catch victims off guard. In 2010, I had a part-time retail job where I was working security full-time. I was hitting the local grocery store after the store closed around 10. I parked in front of the shop doors under the parking lot lights and was openly displaying a firearm. Never leave a firearm unattended. A small pistol on my hip because it was safer to have it on me, and I did not yet possess the concealed carry deadly weapons license required to conceal it in my state under my clothing. My state doesn't require a license to open carry. Every state is different. I ran into the store for the necessities to make dinner and likely took a little longer than I should have. See, even I should myself sometimes. It's a hard habit to break. When exiting the store, I noticed a few things right away. There's a strange man standing to the rear of my SUV and a few cigarette butts littering the ground at his feet. This tells me he's been standing there a while. I'm carrying 2 bags in my non-dominant hand, so my right hand is free. Always keep your gun hand free. If you don't carry a firearm, that's okay. Keep whatever security item you might have on your person on your strong side and keep that hand free. Absolutely keep a hand free. I'm carrying 2 bags in my non-dominant hand, so my right hand is free. And as I walk to my vehicle, he starts walking directly towards me. He looks down at his bare wrist and asks me, "Can you tell me what time it is?" He isn't waiting for a reply. He's literally holding his arm up without looking at it and asking me, "Can you tell me what time it is?" He isn't waiting for a reply. He's reaching out to grab me. As I put out my hand to ward off an attack, he sees a fire on my hip and mumbles, "My bad," and changes direction. I was able to make it safely to my car and escape. It was not close enough that I felt comfortable drawing my firearm, but there's a 21-foot rule that you should be aware of. It takes 21 feet for someone who has a weapon who is charging directly at you. They cannot, if they're inside 21 feet, they can get to you before you can draw and fire your firearm. So distance is really important. I can hear some of you asking, did you call the police? I didn't. I went home and told my husband what had happened and had an emotional moment and promised myself I'd mention it to their staff the next time I was in. 2 days later, my phone rang. It was my friend Beth calling to tell me store gossip. You'll never guess what happened last night. She proceeded to tell me how a woman was leaving the store between 10 and 11 at night when a man walked up to her, asked her what time it was, and then grabbed her and demanded she give up her wallet. She handed it to him. Even though he had what he wanted, he proceeded to punch her in the face until she lost consciousness. This is something I have to live with for the rest of my life, that I did not call the police because I didn't think it needed to be told because nothing happened. That's something I have to deal with for the rest of my life. Is it my fault that this woman was the victim of a crime because I didn't report? No. The fault lies in the person that committed the crime. However, could that have been a different outcome if I had said something to someone? We'll never know. What we can learn. There are all sorts of coulds and shoulds both myself and the other victim did as what we thought was a smart thing to do. As we're often told, merely complying with the demands of a would-be attacker negates the threat. And it might. But then again, what the attacker wanted might be your life. He could merely have been hungry. In this case, my advice would have been to toss the wallet to the side so the thief goes after it, rather than the intended victim. There's also a tip where we construct a faux wallet or a billfold to take in case of a holdup. Women don't get pockets, so I don't know where I'm going to hold 2 billfolds, 2 separate wallets, but that's beside the point. They're usually constructed with a copy of some dollar bills. In this country, photocopying one side of a bill isn't illegal. Check your local laws. and a fake credit card from a junk mailer that can be paper clipped together and tossed to distract a would-be thief. There is no foolproof method for staying safe, only working as best we can in situations in which we find ourselves. We're all doing the best we can out here. No one item, no one method, no one trick is foolproof for all situations. Let that sink in. We're all doing our best out here. So don't you dare blame yourself for someone else committing a crime against you because you didn't know whatever magic word was to wave a wand and make this never have happened in the first place. It's not your fault. He could have been after a vehicle rather than money. If you're, I'm going to stop there. It's the most important part in this is that we are all trying the best we can to make it home safely. This book has a 13,000 word section on it, and it's not the whole book. That's just one chapter. I'm trying to make sure that you're as safe as you can be. I can't be there to hold your hand every minute of the day. The most important part of all of this is that if, God forbid, something happens, it's not your fault. It doesn't matter what you were wearing, where you were walking, where you were going, how you were getting there. It's not your fault. And whether or not you report, I see you, I stand with you, and I believe you. Take care of each other.